Guys, I was. Yep, I think at one point in our lives we're all. Unfortunately, I was a multiple times in my life. So in this little series, I'm gonna go over every little thing that traumatized me as a kid to the age of 18. Because if I tell y'all what I'm afraid of now, it's just gonna be a screenshot of my bank account or my car note. But enough yapping, let's get started. Alright, Granny. Sorry in advance. I used to hate having dreams, especially when I'm aware and unhappy with what's going on in them. That being said, this will be the only dream I dedicate to a single segment because 1, it's short, and 2, I love my granny and I think she deserves a special #1 spot in my video, especially because she played a huge role in raising me and my brother. But yeah, I avoided my sweet, sweet grandmother for a week because I had a dream she turned into a raccoon and climbed up my leg, through my shirt and onto my shoulder, and then jumped down to bite my forearm. I woke up horrified and ended up staying with my other grandma for the rest of the week. Rest in peace, Nan. Oh, sorry for making the title card sound so creepy, like, you know, it wasn't all that scary, but I just figured. I don't know. On to the next one.
This is a test. WABC-TV in New York City is conducting a local test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
I have pretty vague memories of when I was 3 to 4 years old. I remember seeing shows like Johnny Quest and Captain Planet on TV. I even caught a few episodes of Sonic the Hedgehog when that was a thing. Donkey Kong as well. But this is all besides the point. I was a very, very light sleeper through my toddler years. There would be nights where I would just either wake up out of nowhere or have a weird dream, and that would shake me up enough to be wide awake after. And I'd be too unsettled to go to sleep for the rest of the night. So I'd just watch whatever my parents were watching before they fell asleep. And this is where the problem kicks in. I'm watching TV, all smiles, minding my business as the opening to Unhappily Ever After plays, and suddenly, the screen goes black. And it's quiet. And then I'm hit with the sudden realization that even though my parents are in the room with me, I'm alone. Because any attempt at waking them up would result in them simply telling me it's okay, and I have nothing to worry about, and falling back to sleep. And so me, already shaken up, will be wide awake. And that's when it happens. That sound. That unnerving, repetitive sound that isn't really all that bad with some sunshine mixed in, but in a dark room and not being fully aware of it just being an emergency test is a pretty good combination to make some late night, early morning nightmare fuel. Because toddler me needed all that. I almost forgot to mention, Norway and Israel's EAS is scary as shit. Here, you know what? I'll play them real quick for you guys. And coming in hot is #3 with thunderstorms. Oh yeah. Bro, I don't know what it was or what I saw that had me so shook when it came to thunderstorms. I used to be good, like chilling. I used to be good. Like give me my GameCube, some company, couple of rounds of Smash Melee. I'm chilling. I was chilling. But I think what it was that sparked it all was the knowledge of how lightning struck people. And my grandpa always used to warn me and tell me a lot of what not to do during a thunderstorm. And one of those what not to do's was being the tallest thing in an empty field during a thunderstorm. And so I'm at baseball practice, and I'm in the field, and I see them big black burly clouds pulling up like Birdman and Charlemagne. Son, practice was over. My coach is like, Russ, where you going? Yeah, I'll see y'all at the gates later. I ain't dying. I'm only 7. Baseball is not life. And then I found out these like thunderstorms thunderstorms can start a tornado. They can literally jumpstart a tornado. A tornado. So not only can I get fried up by getting struck, but I can also get tossed around like a girl at a frat party. Like, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. I was looking up survival tips. Hide in the basement. We ain't got no basement. It's either have a bunker or die, because we ain't have a basement. And I used to be terrified, bro. Like, I used to swap from, so in New York we have Channel 12, which is like our Long Island news, basically. So they'll give us the weather. They'll give us like a little brief, like a little description in the bottom left corner. Also, if you had Cablevision, we had channel 61, 62, two weather channels. I was swapping through 61, 62, and channel 12 excessively. Repeatedly, bro. But let me tell you how delusional I was, bro. Okay, swapping back between channels 61, 62, I'd see this in the bottom corner. This was my first dose of delusion as a child, bro. Like, this would really sucker me into believing we were gonna have a sunny day, despite there being a million clouds outside above my house. It was the BP logo. Despite seeing it a million times on the road, I figured they were using that as the forecast. So in my head, I'm like, it's the sun, so it's finna be sunny, right? Meanwhile, I hear the thunder down the street. But yeah, I ended up getting over that stuff. Like, I don't really mind anymore. I'll probably never be outside in a thunderstorm still. Like, I mean, as no normal man should. Like, it's still dangerous. And I don't know, maybe a year or two after I got over it. I don't know. Glad I did though, because that's a horrible date starter. Like, yeah. So what are you afraid of? Just thunderstorms. What? Alright, I'm gonna keep it a whole stack, 100 racks with y'all. I didn't fuck with this game, not one bit. It was so bad my grandma told my cousins not to play that quote-unquote devil game in her house. But they found a loophole. Sleepovers. Now, I'm pretty sure it was never intentional and they just wanted to play Resident Evil in peace because it just came out. It was just me overreacting and being a bitch-ass nigga at the time. I mean, fuck that shit. I was not overreacting to that creepy-ass game. Formerly creepy-ass game. I mean, I love it now, but I'll never forget my cousins playing it and wandering aimlessly throughout the mansion. Those creepy door transitions and the stair transitions alike, the intro, the death sequences, the music, I was afraid of it all. But what really ate my little kindergarten heart up is the tie between Plant 42 and that creepy-ass theme music and the Tyrant. My first time seeing Plant 42 really traumatized me. That soundtrack was the background of my nightmares for at least a week. One of those nightmares being where I would come down the stairs into the dining room where our computer was and the PlayStation intro would play on the TV. Now that's not completely scary, but being me, I already knew what was coming next and it was gonna be that intro to Resident Evil. And I even dreamt about getting eaten by Plant 42 my damn self, and Barry did not jump in to save me. And as for the Tyrant, it was just ugly and naked, which weirded me out even more because the rest of the zombies usually had some sort of clothing on, minus the ones you see in the lab. And it also looked unbeatable because I never witnessed my cousin kill it. I'd just sit there and watch him take countless L's. Fucking butt-naked super zombie. Ironically enough, Resident Evil turned out to be one of my all-time favorites. And I've beaten the entire series so far a few times for each title minus the Rose DLC. I never finished that one, but I'll get around to it one of these days. Now for this next one, supposedly it was 2 different trips I went on where we took the Carnival cruise. I had to be like 4 or 6, so I don't have any real recollection of what happened on the trip besides the fake Michael Jackson performance and pouring pepper on the table and snorting it and crying my eyes out in front of this little girl I liked. I was young, so don't quote me. I don't want to hear nothing in the comments, bro. Talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I was 4 to 6. She was 4 to 6. She was in the dining hall staring right at me crying. That shit was so embarrassing. And I got my head stuck under one of the theater seats. I think that was during the Michael Jackson thing, which is pretty hilarious. As you can see, younger me wasn't the sharpest pencil in the crayon box, so I did a lot of dumb shit. And being afraid of this movie was one of them, because what the hell was I thinking? This shit was hot ass. And it had Ice Cube in it. And I thought this shit was like real Ice Cube finished his rap career and decided to fight wild animals in his spare time, like, you know, a South Central Gator wrestler or some shit. Like Niggas in the Wild, a live action TV show brought to you by NWA's finest, Ice Cube. But anyway, it was really how vulnerable these guys were against this giant anaconda. Pause?
Oh nigga, you gay!
Yeah, it even ate the villain, and then threw him up later, which disturbed me to the fullest, especially when the motherfucker winked, like he was completely okay with it. That movie ruined the rest of the cruise. I would not step foot near a body of water for a hot minute. Not even a jacuzzi. Nope. Dead. Any body of water? Anaconda. You guys go ahead and get eaten by the anaconda. I'll be over here. I'll call for help. Best thing about this is how it basically fueled my hate for snakes and lizards. Especially monitor lizards, which don't even look like an anaconda, but close enough, I guess. Also to From Software, an honorary middle finger to whoever designed the basilisk. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Ooh, y'all knew this one was coming. Y'all knew it was coming. Y'all knew this one was coming. Ooh, y'all knew this one was coming. Y'all knew it was coming. Who wasn't afraid of this little shit as a kid? I know my ass was. First time I ever saw Chucky was by mistake, and because of my mother, ironically. Her being the one that tried to shelter me and my brother the most, but she failed twice. And both times were when she couldn't figure out what the hell she wanted to watch on TV. So she went skimming through the channels, and bam. Chucky holding a little black boy hostage. There was also this scene from Hellraiser, but I'll probably do a video on that some other time. But wow, zombies, giant snakes, and now we have something that's my size and dangerous? This motherfucker could sit in my toy box. I mean, now as an adult, I know for a fact I will whoop that dog's plastic ass, but I was terrified as a child. I remember one night I had to sleep in my aunt's room at my grandparents' creaky, creepy house, which is haunted, by the way, I swear to you. And for one reason or another, my aunt is nuts. No offense, I don't mean it like that, but she crazy. The PC monitor turns on and all I see is this staring back at me. It's gotta be abuse, right? No? Not even a little? Interesting. Made it no better that this is around the time Bride of Chucky was about to be released, and we had HBO back at home, and all they played was the trailer to this damn movie, and me being a light sleeper, which stuck with me until I was about 13, so, you know, I was up. This is also the first time I snuck and drank the rest of one of my dad's unfinished beers because I was too afraid to get up. I had a cigarette butt in it. Nice! Similar thing happened when I came home from school to some strawberry milk in the fridge to learn it had beans in it. Like Franken beans, like the baked beans, bruh. Like Franken beans. In the strawberry milk. Why?
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Okay, now there's not much to say about this because of the clip being like a minute and 20 in length, but I'll try. Horror is meant to be scary, unnerving, disturbing, eerie, and I expect nothing but that if I was playing a horror game or watching a horror movie. But some of you game devs give me trust issues. And I say devs because this ain't the first time this shit has happened. Well, actually, I lied. This is the first time, but not the last time. Mega Man X4, out of all Capcom games, would be the second one to make me completely dissociate from a series, temporarily. So anyone at the show of hands heard of Pathmark? No? What you mean I'm unk? Anyway, Pathmark was like what Publix is, or Electra, or Trader Joe's is, Whole Foods, Walmart, ShopRite, Stop and Shop. If you in the hood, Compare. We got Compare in the hood, but you get it. It's a grocery store, but they had a section for DVDs and video games too. But me being obsessed with Mega Man and anything dressed like a Power Ranger or looking like Sonic, I automatically jumped at the sight of Mega Man X4. So long story short, I grabbed it, Mom bought it, popped it in, and picked Zero to start the game with. Big mistake. Bro, this intro cutscene scared the living hell out of me, and I don't even know why. Like, here, we can watch it real quick.
Who are you?
My masterpiece.
But who are you?
After him, he is my nemesis. Our rivalry is what gives me motivation in life. Now go, destroy him. That's an order.
But wait!
Emergency, all Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
The same dream again.
All Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
So it turns out Dr. Wily is the creator of Zero. Kinda ironic. Back in the day, I did not catch that at all. I was too busy being afraid. I guess it was the randomness of it all and not really fully understanding what was happening and what was causing Zero to scream in agony. Just a real odd scene for me as a child. Oh, and Sigma's random scream. It's hilarious to me now. Anyways, I can't be the only one who found this creepy, but maybe I am, and I'm okay with that. Let's move on to the next one.
My idea of fun is not being chased by a man with a chainsaw! Chainsaw? I don't like chainsaws. I once had a close shave with one, and by the way...
All right, I'm starting to see how much of a scaredy cat I was. As a kid, I spent a lot of time at my grandma's. My mom and dad worked a lot, and my grandma and great aunt had to watch all these badass kids throughout the summer. And to keep us occupied, they'd throw us in camp or take us to Fun Zone or Discovery Zone if you're really old and from New York. But we also had an amusement park, Adventureland, which still stands to this day, versus the other two, which sadly both went out of business. I won't really waste time explaining what Discovery Zone and Fun Zone were, basically indoor amusement parks in short. But for the sake of this segment, Adventureland is like Six Flags, retired, on crack, and that's not a compliment. I mean, it's not a horrible amusement park, but it ain't no Busch Gardens or Six Flags. Explanation over. In the middle of the park is 1313 Cemetary Lane, which is no longer there. But this was a ride disguised as an old mansion. And on the outside of the mansion, above the tracks for the ride, is this animatronic-like tree that has its eyes closed, until it decides to talk to you, which is still kind of creepy now that I think of it. But I remember it like yesterday, holding my granny's hand, walking by, and the tree slowly opening its eyes and saying,
Why not? What's wrong with a little fun in the dark at Adventureland?
My response to this was yanking my grandmother's hand to hurry her up and away from it, but she took her sweet time. I ended up getting on the ride one year when I was like 11, I think through like this church summer camp my grandmother signed me and my cousins up for, and guess what? There's nothing in there. I'll play a video right now and show you guys there is nothing in there. Couple of skeletons, a Frankenstein dummy, a spider, and they spray you with some water and send you back outside. I was scared for absolutely nothing. Crazy. Yeah, guys, that's about it for this one, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it because I put a lot of work into this. But if you made it to the end of the video and you still didn't, it's cool. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys either way. Well, yeah, this is just the first of many, by the way, so, you know, stay tuned if you enjoyed, really. On top of that, guys, have a happy and, more importantly, a safe Halloween, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.
Take two, nigga. Goddamn. Damn. Is it even recording? Yeah, it recorded. It recorded. I was a big nigga.